Hello, and thank you for joining us. The Trump administration has no plans to scale back its immigration crackdown, even as California officials tell the federal government to leave Los Angeles. The city issued a curfew last night for the first time since protests began over the weekend. That curfew covers a single square mile in downtown Los Angeles. And Mayor Karen Bass says it will remain in effect for as long as necessary. At the same time, she is also blaming the ongoing immigration raids for inciting the protests in the first place. Homeland Security Department officials say they have arrested 330 undocumented migrants there since targeted operations began, and that was on Friday. According to DHS, 113 of those migrants had prior criminal convictions. The protests against the Trump administration's immigration tactics have expanded beyond the area, though, to major cities across the U.S., including the East Coast and parts of Texas. At the White House today, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt defended the administration's actions and also criticized California officials who say they don't need federal help.
Democrats like Governor Gavin Newsom and Mayor Karen Bass shamefully failed to meet their sworn obligations to their citizens. They didn't have the courage to do the right thing and protect law-abiding Californians from rioters. That's why President Trump deployed the National Guard and mobilized Marines to end the chaos and restore law and order.
In an interview with Los Angeles police chief, CBS News correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti asked what impact, if any, the National Guard has had on the response to the protests.
We've been out on the streets since Sunday. We have noticed a significant reduction in tension and aggression and crowd size over the past few days, especially when you compare it to Sunday. Has the National Guard played a significant role in that? Are they responsible for the relative peace that we're seeing?
They have a different mission. They're working in support of the federal agencies that are working with ICE on civil immigration enforcement and criminal immigration enforcement. We're not involved in that. We're involved in protecting the residents of Los Angeles and restoring order to the streets that are impacted.
If the National Guard wasn't here,
yeah,
where would you be? Where would the LAPD be right now?
The same place we are right now, because we're working with our mutual aid partners on the issues that we face.
We are also keeping an eye on trade talks with China. The White House has announced a framework for a deal with Beijing. And a jury has returned a partial guilty verdict against former Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein in his sexual assault trial. We have CBS News team coverage. Correspondent Elise Preston on the ground for us in Los Angeles. White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi is in Washington, and Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady is here on set with me with the latest inflation numbers. Elise, I'm going to start with you, though. You've been reporting in Los Angeles all week. What was the scene like, or what has it been like today, and how does it compare to this past weekend when those protests started?
Well, good evening to you, Nancy. As we come onto the air at this hour, I'm sure you can hear the commotion around us right in downtown Los Angeles in front of the federal building here. Earlier today, it was a very peaceful start, especially when you factor in that there was a curfew in place overnight. So it was virtually quiet, but you can see dozens of Homeland Security officers as well as National Guardsmen are out here on this plaza protecting the property. We've seen quite a few more just come out in the last 15 minutes. Now, they are watching as well as like these federal vehicles come in, protecting them as they enter onto the property. Now we are seeing more protesters, some out here making their voices heard, upset about the deportation policy. Some people not so sure. We've seen people kind of dancing and distracting from the message, which is something that politicians have been very clear about, that the people who are out here not staying on message are basically distractors in all of this.
Yeah, you can definitely hear that all that noise behind you, Elise. A lot has been talked about the National Guardsmen and the Marines utilized during all this. How have you seen them being utilized during these protests?
Well, we're just learning that they were trained to help really navigate this situation when you're talking about protecting the property, protecting the agents who are out there making these arrests. We're also learning within the last hour, however, that these guardsmen are also, they have helped temporarily detain some of those protesters. Now, we did get clarification on that those detainments would take place and then the individuals were immediately turned over to local law enforcement and then arrested. Now, I want to bring up, Nancy, this dramatic video that DHS just posted on X not too long ago that shows an arrest of an individual that they say violently punched a CPB person, CPB agent. And so they are bringing attention that a lot of people are being violent today. And so we're working to see what's happening with that investigation.
Elise, we appreciate your on-the-ground reporting. Thank you very much. CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi joins us now. And Olivia, as these protests expand beyond Los Angeles, is the White House prepared to possibly deploy military personnel to the other cities that we've seen?
Nancy, it's good to be with you. The president so far is saying that the military and the National Guard will stay on the ground in Los Angeles as long as they need to. As far as other places in the country where we started to see protests, they've popped up in New York, Philadelphia, Chicago. They're certainly growing across the country. But Trump said yesterday about a potential deployment of National Guard across the country. He said the reason why those protests are tamping down in Los Angeles is because of the action he took, giving himself credit there, and saying if they need to, they will deploy them across the country.